Joining me today to discuss cybersecurity is Xavier Mesrobian, Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Skkynet. Welcome, Xavier.
Thank you, Sid. How are you today?
Just fine. And you?
Perfect.
Yes, that's wonderful. As you know very well, the market for cybersecurity products and solutions is very broad with lots of players. Everybody does different things. And so to start this, I think it would be very helpful if you could frame what Skkynet does to explain where you fit.
Sure. As you mentioned, cybersecurity is a very wide breadth. It's a very wide product category. Our position within cybersecurity is actually quite simple. We believe that the best way to secure a plant network is actually to keep the firewalls closed. And so if you look at all of the research that's been done, the use of proxy servers, the use of DMZ zones, that tends to be the most secure way to keep operations separated from IT and ultimately from attack. So our products have always been secure by design that allows the data to flow between operations to IT, but more importantly to the cloud without requiring any inbound firewall ports. And so that's kind of where we fit.
Very interesting. Interest, what I'm seeing in my research is the interest in cybersecurity, industrial cybersecurity is growing quite well. Is that what you're seeing as well, and how's that affecting your business? Hopefully positively, I hope.
It's been a great impetus in our business. There is by far a big focus on cybersecurity, and if you take a look at the papers, and you can see why. In the Ukraine last year, an entire power grid went down. 225,000 people woke up one day without any lights. That coordinated attack was not much different that happened at Target. What they did is they compromised or they used phishing to get the VPN credentials. Once they had the VPN credentials, they spent 3 months designing their attack, and then they did a coordinated attack into the space. What we're finding is customers are looking at our solution and going, this is a better way to do business. Keep your firewalls closed, put in your DMZs, keep everything separated and controlled. And so that's really where we're seeing the growth of our product.
I'm hearing a lot of people talk about OPC UA as a preferred approach for communications. Do you think that that's solving the problem?
Don't get me wrong, OPC UA is a good step forward for cybersecurity inside operations. In fact, there are a couple of vendors today that are offering OPC UA PLCs that are actually communicated by OPC UA. And using certificates provides a good layer of security when it comes to operations. But you really need to look at industrial in 3 sides when it comes to cybersecurity. You need to look at it from inside operations, connecting operations to IT, and connecting the IoT devices. We talk about the moment we move from OT to IT, now we're dealing with the same architecture of client-server relationship. And so OPC UA doesn't solve that security. We still require a VPN or an open firewall port. And the moment we go into an insecure network, that's when we get into real trouble because, again, we're relying on VPNs and open ports and devices listening to be connected to. We stand differently from that perspective because what we've done is we basically, at the core of our solution, feel that no device, no plant should ever wait for a connection, and it should actually establish the connection at this root. That's really the core of our technology, to keep all of the ports closed and to let these devices and plants communicate effectively. So yes, OPC is great for operations, but the moment you extend beyond, that's when we get into challenges.
One thing we talk a lot about at ARC and we see at this conference is a lot of interest in industrial IoT. Can you comment on how that's affecting your business and maybe some of the things that you've done around that?
Sure. Actually, I read a great study recently about IoT and the adoption of IoT. And it's moved, as they stated, it's moved from a niche market now to becoming really a requirement. There's been a lot of interest by companies looking at IoT. The key components that stop a company from moving in that direction are the complexity in terms of the project, 2 is the security, and 3 is the integration in their existing systems. We solve all 3 solutions with Skyhub and with Skynet as a product suite. Our product is easy to use, easy to implement, doesn't require a significant amount of investment from them, and it leverages their existing infrastructure to move data up to the cloud. As a good example, as an excellent example of IoT at use, we have a published case study on our website from Metso Automation. Metso did an entire project in Oman, but developed the entire solution in France. And so what they did is they connected the entire plant, moved 25,000 data points from France from Oman to France, did all of their development in France, and delivered the project to their customer in half the time, at a much higher customer satisfaction because they could see the changes as they were taking place, and more importantly, at a lower cost to them. So IoT has started moving for us. We start to see more and more companies looking at our solution to solve their unique problems, if you will.
One last question. You know, I hear a lot today about edge devices.
Yes.
And often they're there to enable people to use IoT. So I'm wondering, do you offer products in that area or solutions for that?
Oh, absolutely. Edge processing in industrial IoT is not a need to have, it's a must have. And we solve that problem in 3 ways. The first one is with our product, the Cogent Data Hub. Well, let me back up a bit. You need to have edge processing first for a few reasons. You can't have a plant just connected to the cloud because, frankly, the connection may not be there. So the plant or the device must continue to work independently of its network connection. And we see that today. So today we're using the Cogent Data Hub as one of our solutions. The Cogent Data Hub sits behind the plant. It has a sophisticated APIs and the ability to sophisticated scripting so that the client can actually do processing at the plant level before pushing data up to the cloud for remote monitoring or supervisory control or analytics or big data. We also offer a solution for small devices. We have a C library and what we call our embedded toolkit that can load on virtually any operating system. It too offers a sophisticated tools for you to be able to control the device or change the performance of the device, and more importantly, a scripting tool to actually do edge processing. When you combine those two, the last thing we've asked ourselves is it's not an if one or the other, they all have to work together. And so the net result is our manufacturer customers are looking for a way to be able to leverage IoT, not only in plant, but outside of the plant. So our ETK, our Cogent Data Hub work with the cloud, and they also work together, allowing you to move the processing at the edge, optimize the performance of your entire network, and provide a better solution for the end customer. So yes, it's very important. You need to have it.
Well, thank you, Xavier. It's been a very, very interesting discussion.
Thank you, Sid. Much appreciated.
Today, we've been talking to Xavier Mesrobian from Skkynet. Thank you for watching.